Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. I'm Adelia Puspa Savitri and my student ID number is 2302040015. In this video, I'm going to answer questions on Elena. And yeah, it's about a video that I've watched before. And this video is talking about self-confidence. So without any further ado, let's start to the first question.
Told you that self-confidence isn't what you think it is. It's not about appearing bold or loud or impressive. It's something deeper, and it's something anyone can learn. I'm Dr. Thomas Smithyman. I'm a clinical psychologist and
Okay, so according to the video, the misconception that people have about self-confidence is when they pretend to be someone that they are not. For example, maybe grabbing attention and then dominating conversation and then speaking louder, looking perfect, or even being better than others.
I spent decades helping people work on their self-confidence, and I've been through the process myself. For years, I thought self-confidence was about projecting an image or trying to fake it till you make it. But psychological research and my own experience have taught me something completely different. In this video, I'll share what self-confidence really means, why what we usually do doesn't work, and how we can build lasting, authentic self-confidence.
Okay, so for the second question, we will talk about the difference between fake confidence and also authentic self-confidence. Of course, it's different because when it comes to fake confidence, like I mentioned before, so you pretend to be someone that you are not. And it will not last long because a fake confidence itself will reveal who you truly are in a subtle ways. It's different with authentic self-confidence because authentic self-confidence means who you just act as you. So you just being you. You know who you are and you act like that. You own it and you don't think about others' opinion. So it's okay for you if someone or if somebody doesn't like you, if somebody hates you. So you know who you truly are and then you act like that. You just being you and you don't think about others' opinion. That's the difference between fake confidence and also authentic self-confidence.
Like, consider this. Have you ever stopped to ask why confidence is considered attractive? I am a nerdy psychologist, so I have asked that. And it turns out it comes down to something called the status signaling model of self-esteem. Basically, when we meet someone new, we know very little about them. So, confident behavior makes us assume, oh, they value themselves, which must mean they're competent or they have a lot going for them. This effect is so...
Okay, so the third question is about the status signaling model of self-esteem. So the status signaling model of self-esteem is like when you pretend to be someone that you are not. So again, it's like the thing that I have already mentioned before. So you just pretend to be like that. So you pretend to be someone that is confident. You want to look perfect, but actually, I'm so sorry for saying this. Actually, you are not competent. But you want to be seen as perfect person, as a someone who has a higher confidence. But again, it will not last longer. So why? Because at first people don't know about who you truly are. So if this person interact with you like for a long time and then they will start to notice that what you did is just fake. So you just pretend to be someone that is confident, that is perfect, to be seen as a valuable person, but actually you are not. So yeah, you just pretend to be like that and they will gradually notice it. So yeah, that's the status signaling model of self-esteem. So at first it might look very attractive, but later on, after they interact with you, and then they will notice that you just pretend to be like that, and what you did is just fake.
Confidence might seem like a good idea, like it can get you through a tough moment or make a quick impression, but it's not a lasting solution. Even if you send out some big signals like speaking loudly or, taking up a lot of space, you'll still reveal your true level of self-esteem in smaller, subtler ways. So Sigmund Freud,
Okay, so the next question is about why does the speaker argue that faking confidence fails in the long term? Okay, so faking confidence fails because people eventually notice that you are not being real, so you are fake. And acting different from your true self will make you feel disconnected inside, and it will lead you to feel like sad, and also to feel stressed at the same time. So that's why faking confidence is not lasting long. Okay, so according to the speaker, people who have real confidence tend to be warm, kind, humble, approachable, and non-defensive. And they tend to try to always maintain and build healthy and also good relationship with others.
this is because of something one scholar calls the chocolate cake effect. Like chocolate cake, narcissistic people seem appealing at first. That initial flash of overconfidence is great, but it fades quickly because they lack warmth and empathy in a lot of their behaviors. So narcissists may look like they have a lot to offer, but if they don't actually follow through in offering that, then people tend to stop liking them. Research shows.
Okay, to answer this question, so the chocolate cake effect means it's like overconfidence or even narcissism, which is it's tempting at first, but it quickly loses appeal because it lacks a warmth, reliability, and also empathy.
What if I told you that self-confidence isn't about feeling great, looking perfect, or being better than people? What if it's about something deeper, something within your control, regardless of how you feel in the moment? Self-confidence, at its core, is about being faithful to yourself. The word itself gives us a clue. The fidens part of self-confidence is related to the Latin word fidelis, which means faithfulness. Con means with, so self-confidence can literally be translated as faithfulness with the self. And to remind myself of this fact, I began calling it self-fidelity. Here's the key.
Okay, so according to the speaker, so he defines self-confidence as self-fidelity, which is, yeah, you're just being you, being truthful to yourself. You know who you truly are, and then you owning it rather than, yeah, you owning it instead of you try to impress others. That's the definition of self-confidence according to the speaker.
What you might hear on the internet, people who practice self-fidelity and authenticity are seen as being romantically attractive. Honesty and trustworthiness, two qualities closely tied to self-fidelity, are consistently found to be among the most universally desirable traits. These qualities help reduce fears of being abandoned or manipulated, thus creating a sense of safety in relationships. Being authentic also signals that you can be a reliable partner or potential reliable future parent. Research suggests people value honesty even when the truth is not pleasant. When we're honest about something difficult, we don't only share the verbal information.
Okay, so authenticity builds a deeper relationship because, it signals honesty and then courage and also reliability, which is, it also causes, like the trust will be increasing and then the conflict will be decreasing. So yeah, and within the relationship, they will have like higher trust and also less conflict.
Why isn't everyone just doing it? There's a reason it's so hard, and it's rooted in something we've all struggled with. So let's explore that next. If it's the key to real confidence, why aren't we just doing it all the time? Well, the answer lies in our basic human struggle, the conflict between being accepted and being authentic. This is something that we have dealt with our whole lives, and we will continue to face.
Okay, so the reason why self-fidelity is hard to be implemented in ourselves is because we want to be seen as a perfect person, as someone who can do anything, who is able to do everything and anything. So we want to be accepted by others. And sometimes because of this, we just hide who we truly are to be accepted, to fit in. That is why a self-fidelity is quite hard to be implemented.
Reality doesn't just change how people see us, it changes how we see ourselves. If you read my book, you know about Rejection Month, when I made it a point to face rejection repeatedly. At first, it felt terrible. My confidence, especially the kind that's tied to external validation, it just tanked. But as I kept going, something amazing happened. I felt my confidence rise in a completely different way. It wasn't about how others saw me, it came from being authentic and faithful to myself. I was doing hard things that truly mattered to me, and I wasn't letting fear hold me back. I still remember saying, I feel so confident now. Not because people like me, but because I like myself.
Okay, so the speaker the speaker did a rejection man when he like purposely asked for thing and also put himself in an awkward situation to be rejected by others like many times. So he did it on purpose. And at first it felt so uncomfortable, but it helped him a lot in building his confidence from inside. So yeah, the personal experience experienced by the speaker is he did a rejection one. Okay, so I think the advice from the speaker helps college students because being true to yourself will help you to reduce like your dependency on others' approval. And it also helps college students to build a better relationship, healthier relationship with others. But maybe since our culture has certain expectations, then in a practice we need to adjust. Like we need to practice self fidelity in a like polite and also sensitive way. So yeah, I think it will work on college students. Okay, the video changes the way I think about failure because like I realized that failure is not defining that we are not worthy as a human. So failure is not the end and it gives us feedback. And the experience from the speaker when the speaker did like rejection month it's also helped me to realize that more often you've been rejected, so it will shapes your confidence as well, so it will makes your confidence higher. So after watching this video, like the way I see failure is also changed. Like I want to start to see failure as something that give me feedback, something that makes me to maybe preparing everything better for the next try. So it's not the end. Yes, of course. Like it happened to me like in several times, especially when I was still in like early semester of the college life, like semester 1, semester 2. I always avoid to speak in the classroom, and I always avoided to, like present my work or maybe perform in front of classroom. Although, like I have a lot of chances in doing this. So yeah, I was regret why did I do like that? Because like I lost many chances because of this. And yeah, but to fix it I try to like ensuring myself that it's okay, just try, because if you never try, then you never know, and you will never improve, right? So at that time, like starting on third or fourth semester, like the transition between those two semester, I started to like like have a courage to share my opinions, my ideas, and perform in front of the classroom. Like starting, for example, like my friend performed in front of the classroom, and then I gave them like short comments, and then I asked like a simple questions in English. And yeah, from these little activities, yeah, I realized that I started to be brave to perform in front of classroom, to speak, and also to present my work. Although, I mean, my speaking is not that good. I mean, like haven't been good yet. But yeah, I started to be brave, just brave, and I'm okay with that. So that's my experience when I try to avoid doing something like speaking or maybe presenting and starting my assignment, because like I'm afraid if someone's judging me, and then for example like maybe how what if my grammar is incorrect, and then what if my fluency is not that good, and then people will talking about me behind me. I was afraid of those kind of thing. Actually, up to this, I mean, like until now, I'm also still afraid because of, yeah, this kind of thing will happen to me. But the most important thing right now for me is I'm not afraid anymore to try, and also to start like a little step that will help me in the future. So yeah. Okay, so I'm a type of person who always overthink everything. Like I always feel like anxious, anxiety, for in terms of my academic life. But like when I feel anxious about my academic life, I always try to change my mindset that my capacity is only trying my best, and then praying, and also controlling my mindset, because I realized that the results of the academic journey, like the results of our grades, is not always depending on me myself and I, but also like lecturer also having like control, or having, although it's not like 100%, but lecturer also taking parts in my result of like grade and so on. So once I feel anxious, I try to reassure myself that it's okay as long as you already tried your best, and you pray as well. And yeah, the rest is just, yeah, let God do the rest. We can try to listen to them without judging. Like we can encourage them that it's okay to fail. So failure is not always bad. It also gives us like like message lessons. And maybe we can also help them with like some practical things. For example, like maybe we can ask them to study together, and then explaining the things that they still don't understand. Or maybe if like the problem is already too heavy, then we can ask them, or maybe accompany them to go to like support services. And yeah, the point is that we are not letting them to be alone in passing this journey. So we try to listen to them without judging, and also provide like several helps that they need. Okay, so when I was in my high school, like senior high school, I don't think that my listening skill is good. So it is not that good actually, because I still remember that the listening activities given by my teacher at that time, it was very often like my teacher rarely gave us the listening activities. For example, like in 1 year, they only gave us like 3 times listening activity. So most of the time, the material that is taught by them is about grammar drilling. and also about, like the structure of the text, like genre based, like that. For example, like the definition of descriptive text, and then the language features, and also the structure of descriptive text. Yeah, things like that. But most of the time, it's always about grammar drilling, because yeah, they think that grammar is the hardest part when we are learning a language. So I don't think that my listening journey in my senior high school especially helped me for my university life. So at that time, while waiting for entering the university, like in the holiday time, I always try to search like several YouTube, like by my own. I try to find like several videos, and then I try to listen it by myself to train my listening skill itself, and also to enrich my vocabulary, because I don't think that if I just rely on my teacher at that time, then like the skill, like the English skill that I have will work when I go to university. Especially at that time, I already talk to myself that okay, I will take English education as my major. So yeah, I always practice at that time, like while waiting to enter the university, while waiting the announcement whether or not I'm accepted by UNES. And even now, I also still like have problems in listening skill, because like for me, listening is also one of the hardest part when I'm learning a new language, especially English. So maybe the biggest problem is because of first about the unfamiliar accents, and also the speed from the speaker, and maybe because of the like the unfamiliar topic. Because if the speaker speaks too fast, and then the speaker use like accent, unfamiliar accent that I haven't heard before, so it will makes me difficult to catch what they are saying. Or maybe if it's because the topic that being talked by the speaker is unfamiliar to me, then yeah, the vocabulary that they use also unfamiliar to me, and it makes me difficult to understand the point or the message that they want to convey to us, to me especially. So before taking the critical listening course, yes, I honestly felt like scared and also nervous about listening course, because as I mentioned before, that listening is also, yeah, one of the hardest skill when I'm trying to learn a new language. Actually, I could hear like the word that the speaker says, like I can catch every words that they say. But if it comes to taking notes and then answering several questions, and then maybe like concluding what they are talking about, it's quite challenging for me. I don't know why. So yeah, because of that, I was worried about this class, especially like the name of this class is critical listening. So at that time, I thought, besides I need to listen, I also need to, like criticize the topic being discussed in that video or maybe in that audio. So I was worried about that. But after one semester, I cannot say that my listening improved in a significant way, but I definitely feel more confident. I definitely feel comfortable within this class during this class, like one semester, because the lecturer always gives us like affirmation, encourage us that yeah, it's okay. It's okay if you don't understand like what the speaker's saying at the first try, because listening is a long process, so you need to get used to with it. And I also start to get used to with a long audio, like the audio or the video that has a long duration, for example, like 7 up to 15 minutes. So I think that's a good news. But for my listening itself, I think I still need to practice more. Of course, there is like improvement, but it's not that significant. I still need to put like some efforts in improve it, but I definitely feel confident. I definitely feel confident, because like the affirmation for the lecture always boosts me, always, like, make me trust to myself that it's okay, I can do this. That's okay if I fail at the first try, because yeah, it's a journey, it's a process. So I'm also not afraid to replay the audio if needed, because in the previous time, once I see myself like I fail, I cannot catch or I cannot understand what the speaker says. I blame myself, and then I say, okay, stop. I don't want to watch this again, because like my failure, for me, it's like defines me that, oh, you're not capable in this. But after joining this class, I realized that yeah, listening is a process, and it takes like many times. It takes like more times to be success in listening. So that's okay. So I will be more confident, and I started to like always, like rewatch the video if I feel that I fail and I don't understand with what speaker says. And then about the activity that helped me the most was the topic was familiar because yeah, we already had a basic concept of the topic being discussed, and the topic that I think it helped me a lot is when we talk about doom scrolling, because I think this topic is relate to us as a university student, especially Generation Z. So while listening to the audio, like I already have the basic concept, so it makes me much easier to understand, to comprehend what the speaker says, what the speaker says. And then okay, if we compare to the beginning of the semester, like I mentioned before, I do feel more confident because of besides the practice itself, the positive affirmation from the lecturer also really helped. Like hearing he said like it's okay, and then just try, and I will not judging you. So it makes me like I'm in the safe space to express myself. Although I know that maybe like my skill itself is not that good maybe, but yeah, I feel free to share my opinions, to express myself in English, not only about listening but also speaking itself. This kind of environment is very safe and also help me to grow. And then about my listening goal after this semester is maybe I want to be able to watch movies without any subtitles. So I can do this, but only on the cartoon movies, because, like cartoon movies, sometimes the vocabulary used is not that complicated, and then the speed is also not that fast. But I also want to be able to watch like a movies on a general movies, so it's not only cartoon. So yeah, because watching regular movies without subtitle is quite hard for me. It's quite challenging. So I want to improve until I can do that with comfortable. And for the future, the support that I need from my friends and also my lecturer is, of course, about guidance and also positive affirmations. Because again, I don't know why, but positive affirmation helps me a lot in building my confidence, in building like the trust to myself that I can do this. And yeah, it's not only improving my listening, my confidence, and also my speaking, and even my speaking. So that's about my listening journey. That's all for me, everyone. Thank you very much for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.